All right, good morning. We are the Committee on Parole reconvening at Jefferson Parish Detention Center. It is Thursday, December 1st, 2022, and it is 8:52 a.m. Good morning, officers. Would you please introduce yourself for the record? Your microphone's on mute.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, we can.
Deputy Landry, Deputy Marlboro.
All right, thank you. And I think we have, let me introduce the panel to you all and to our Mr. Davis. My name is Cheryl Renatza, serving as chair of today's parole panel. My colleagues seated to my left is Mr. Alvin Rote. To my right is Mrs. Bonnie Jackson. So, Mr. Davis, would you introduce yourself to us? Tell us your name and DOC number, please.
My name is Spencer Davis, 742242.
All right, Mr. Davis, we're here for a revocation decision this morning, and I believe, do you have a revocation questionnaire there in front of you?
Yes.
That's your signature at the bottom of that page, dated September 27th, 2022.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Mr. Davis, I think you might can see him on the screen, but let me just advise your Aunt Simone Clark is here. She'll be speaking in your behalf. And your sister, Miss Johnson, is also joined us. She's here in support. First, I'll read the allegations against you, after which you'll enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. Then your case has been assigned to Mr. Roche. He'll ask you some questions about the allegation. Okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Let's speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Davis, you're accused of violating the conditions of your parole, specifically condition number 3. You moved from your residence without notifying your officer. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Condition number 4, you were involved in criminal activity as evidenced by your arrest on August 2nd, 2022 for warrants issued by the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office on July 21st for domestic abuse, battery, strangulation, domestic abuse, child endangerment, and interfering with emergency communication. How do you plead to violating condition number 4?
Not guilty.
Condition number 6, you have not provided proof of employment while on supervision. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Lastly, number 10, you have not paid supervision fees other than tax intercept payment. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Would you answer Mr. Roche, please?
Good morning, Mr. Davis.
How you doing, sir? Good morning.
Good. I understand why you pled guilty to number 4. The Jefferson Parish DA's office has dropped and refused all charges that you got on July 20th. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me why so much violence.
Could you repeat the question, sir?
You were arrested for domestic abuse, battery. What happened?
Basically, it was just a disagreement, and my child's mother, she fussing, and I just left. I truly just left the house, and I guess by the neighbors calling the police or whatever, she gave them a statement, and that led to my arrest by my parole officer. I went to see my parole officer. She arrested me, but she told me what was going on, and she arrested me.
Have you had any other domestic abuse charges in the past?
No, sir. Well, yes, I had one, but it also dropped with the same incident. And she gave a statement saying that she didn't take her medicine, and she get mad when I leave the house. It's basically about me leaving the house. She think I'm going to cheat. I'm messing with other women.
Okay. Now, I see on your master record. Well, I don't think I go there. Okay. So tell me why you hadn't paid your fee.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Can you tell me why you have not paid your fees other than the fees that were intercepted from your income tax refund? Okay?
Okay, I was just getting a job, and I was working on getting my CDLs. I was taking my class, and I just was getting a job. So I mean, just getting out and not really being having money like that. I was barely paying them. I thought I would catch up to my fees. I was gonna catch up to them once I got my job or whatever. And I finally started working, and I had bills and little things to come up, but that was it.
Mr. Davis,
Yes, sir.
you had tax refund, so you had to be employed because you paid income tax.
Yes.
Tell me why you didn't pay with $65 a month from your income.
Cause I was helping to care of my daughter. I just came home and I really didn't, catch up to her. I just was missing it. Honestly, I'm sorry about that.
How long had you been on supervision?
7 months.
In 7 months, you never paid a penny towards your supervision?
I paid when I first got in. I think I give them like $30 or something.
So tell me why you wouldn't provide proof of employment to your supervisor.
Because I was getting my check sent to straight direct deposit. And I had told her, and she was, my parole officer was acting like it was her. She just was telling me about not getting in trouble. I told her I started working at the Shell station, which like in from March, probably like April, I started working at the Shell station. And I told her that my checks getting direct deposit, that she could come to my job and visit me, and she ain't never come to my job. She was just acting like it was all right.
Mr. Davis, you could have took a picture of your checking account statement and that would have been proof of income.
Yes, but I read it in my first beginning, to be honest, but I never was, she never was stressed that to me or was on me about it. So I just really was working through the
Signed a contract when you were released saying that you were gonna maintain full-time employment. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So you knew that you had to prove to your floor officer that you had full-time employment.
Yes, honestly, it just really.
Most places that direct deposit gives you a check stub also.
No, I ain't getting no check stuff through that direct deposit. It just went straight to my account.
Okay, now, what is the major problem that keeps you incarcerated? What is your major problem? Drugs?
It sounds like you said, what's the major problem that's keeping you incarcerated?
I guess this parole, waiting to see you guys.
Why were you incarcerated in the beginning?
I couldn't hear you. Say the last thing. You're breaking up.
Okay, what caused you to be in jail in the first place?
You talking about right now? Doing when I did time.
When you did time?
Drugs.
So that's your major problem.
All right.
So what have you done about your drug issue?
I ain't messing with drugs and nothing no more. I'm working on my CDLs.
When did you start using drugs?
Probably like 2014 or something.
How old were you in 2014?
26. 26? Yeah, 26.
So you never used drugs as a teenager?
No, sir. I went to college. I played college basketball. I never used drugs. Probably smoked pot once before or something.
So what got you involved with drugs that caused you to be incarcerated at the age of 26 years old?
There's life problems. Thinking it'll help me get through.
What was your drug of choice?
Marijuana.
Anything stronger?
Now I probably took a pill or something before, but nothing stronger.
A pill or pills?
Pills. Not like a lot though, but pills. I took more than one pill, 8 pills. Obviously.
You have an addiction.
No, I'm not a frequent user like that. I just, sometime when I get to my pop, I might drink or take a pill or something, but not lately. But in the past, probably yes.
So you were arrested 3 years ago for possession with the intent to distribute heroin, possession with the intent to distribute marijuana, possession with the intent to distribute meth, possession of meth, and another count of possession with the intent to distribute marijuana. So it's a casual thing with you.
That was my first offense.
That's the first time we got caught.
Yeah, first time I got caught.
Therefore, are you a drug addict?
No, sir, not at the moment. I was in my past, but not at the moment.
Madam Chairman.
Thank you. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you a drug user or a drug seller?
I was using drugs.
And but how did you get arrested for possession with intent to distribute those drugs? Because you had to have had a certain quantity of drugs on you that would have raised it from possession level to distribution level. So how did you end up with possession with intent to distribute heroin, meth? If you were just a user, explain that to us.
Well, I would copping enough quantity for the hold on to. I would get enough quantity for the hold, and I don't have to constantly go back and forth and see them.
How were you paying for that?
I was working. I had a job
Doing what?
at Home Depot,
How much were you making at Home Depot?
like $14 an hour.
And how much were you spending on drugs?
I don't even know. Probably
You broke up.
$500. Probably like $500. I can't exactly remember quite a number, but I say like
$500 a what, month? I mean.
Yeah. About $500 a month.
Well, if you're spending $500 a month on drugs, that sounds like a lot of drug use, but you say that you just did it every now and again,
Man,
and you're an addict like that.
man, the marijuana.
I don't care what.
Well, I guess I'm an addict. I'm probably that was an addict.
Are you just saying that because you think that's what I want to hear?
No, ma'am. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm saying that because that's what I want to thank you on here. I'm being honest for real. I just don't like the term and the word really just being an addict. I just don't like that term and word.
Well, I mean, an addict is somebody that's, loses control of their ability to stop.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're using that often and spending that much money, obviously that was something that you were having a hard time not doing. That's a lot of money.
To be spent on drugs. Yeah.
Where located, what facility?
In Jefferson Parish?
So do they offer any kind of programs at Jefferson Parish?
No, ma'am.
Are you interested in any kind of drug treatment program?
While I'm incarcerated? I couldn't hear you.
Yes, while you are incarcerated, are you interested? Sounds like you're not. I can see it on your face.
if I was to be like, all right, if I was to be out at home, I would take drug classes. Yes, but
That shows me you don't get it.
yeah,
All right.
Uh,
I was hoping for a better interview, but
Mr.
thank you, that's all I have.
Davis, David,
yes.
David. Let's address number 3. Your parole officer said that you moved from your residency without notifying your officer.
I had left, and my child mother, she called her and told her that I left. I just left. I didn't move. Move would be a permanent thing. I just left for a few days, with like 2 days or something. And when she called me, I went right in and saw her. So it wasn't like I moved. I still had belongings and things that I did. I left for not causing confusion.
Now, Mr. Davis, this is not a quick question, but you had large quantities of drugs for personal use. It was so that you got possession. Why did you pay your supervision fee?
But that was just recently, like, cause I've been trying to get a job or whatever. That was my past. That's my past.
I thought you were working at Home
The
Depot.
sheriff said that was in the past. That's right now. This is for this. While I'm in jail is for the domestic charge. That was in my past. At the time,
You didn't go back to work for Home Depot.
no, I was working at the Shell station. That's why I was wondering about.
Okay, I understand. That was before. This is now.
Yeah, I can say something. I'm sorry if I'm probably not understanding all the way, but when she asked the question, I had took classes. Like I took all those classes while I was in jail. I came out and got back arrested for the domestic charge right now, and that's what I'm on. So
Right.
I haven't been arrested for drugs and none of that. That's like in my past, and I took the classes, re-entry and everything.
Mr. Davis, I was doing that to see if I could help you. If you had a problem, I wanted to give you some help so that when you do get out, that you had a substance abuse program that would better your life, make sure that when you got out, that you would stay clean, keep a job, and lead a productive life. And as long as you had a problem with the drugs, that probably wouldn't happen. So I was trying to attempt to make sure that you are able to stay, keep your sobriety, if and when you leave. We're only trying to help you, sir.
And I understand that, sir, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But I've been clean. I haven't been doing any drugs and then since I've been out. I took all the substance abuse class in Alexandria. That's why I did time at.
Can you tell me the substance abuse program that you took while you was at Rapides, Favorable Board? Where were you?
I was up in Rapides.
You was in Rapides. Tell me about the substance abuse that you took.
I took re-entry, took 2 more classes.
Living in balance?
Living in balance. I took re-entry, I took living in balance. And it wasn't parenting, but it was. Because to living in balance had 2 parts. I took 1 and 2 of that. Of living in balance.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What is your relationship with Miss Wanda Jacks now?
That's my baby's mother. I've been with her 10 years.
Y'all, is your common law wife?
Man,
She your wife?
nah, we was about to get married, but nah, not right at the moment.
Y'all are still together?
Nah,
What's your relationship with her now? Just
My
the parenting?
yeah, it's parenting.
Say, All right, let's hear from Miss Simone Clark, your aunt. Ms. Clark, could we hear what you'd like to say to us?
I would like to say that Spencer Davis has been on track ever since he was initiative back into society 7, 8 months ago. I don't know what is going on with him in his relationship, but as far as that, basically she would get mad for any reason. He leave the house. She has a jealous streak. She has put these charges on him once before. She's went down there and testified on stand that she was under medication. She don't want him to go to jail. She get mad with him and do what she do to get even. This time she put charges on him, had him in the house. He did not know of the charges. Then she called this parole officer when they gets into another incident. I asked him to take a walk and leave out the house to cool things down. I thought I was doing the right thing to having him leave before anything gets violent. And he's being that he was on parole. He's been trying to do his best. He was working. He was about to get his CDL license. I was about to help him get his TWIC license. And at the same time, he was working overnight at the Shell station. As far as the charge of parenting or hurting a child, she put that charge on him too. And when he left the house, she called him and gave him the child for a whole day after she put the charge on him. She does this when she gets mad. This is not her first time doing it. She know he was on parole. She feel like she could hold him and control him towards doing whatever she want him to do as long as he's on parole. She feel like she could do what she want to him, how she want him, handling bad, or whatever else she feels in her need to do what she got to do to get what she wants. He's not a bad child. He hasn't been doing anything since Let's Back into Society. He's been clean as far as drug-wise. He did all of the drug classes when he was incarcerated before he come home 7 months ago. And I mean, these charges are just a episode of someone's temper.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Clark. We do appreciate your input. Thanks so much for joining us today. Mr. Davis, is there anything you'd like to say to us before?
Yes, I got a summary here where Ms. Joanna Jackson indicates that like she doesn't fear for her safety and woman release. And I don't understand, like, if out of charge, you keep going through dropping the charges and nobody's never looking at you and what you have going on. I'm sitting up here, I've been up here 120 days for nothing, from walking off on my own. And I've been here taking care of my daughter, obviously. I do everything for her and my child. And it says it up in here, like, you want me home for the care of my children.
Yeah, we saw that. It's in our record. We have that in our record.
And you just basically, honestly, like, I never put my hand on a woman. My mom had me at 13. I got a sister. I got 2 sisters and my mother. My whole family is women. If someone hits them or do anything to them, I'm going to have a reason to come stand in front of y'all. And I hate to say that like that. I'm going to have a reason to sit there and stuff. I would never, ever put my hand on a woman.
Stop it. Stop talking. We are going to vote. Mr. Roche will be voting first.
Madam Chairman, this decision I'm about to render was based on the testimony at this revocation hearing. My decision is do not revoke.
All right. Get up. It's not over yet. Get up.
Yes, she said.
Mr. Roche voted not to revoke you. Now it's my turn to vote. I do have some concerns about you, but based on the interview and the comments by your mother, my vote today would also be do not revoke and return you to supervision, but I would add some additional conditions to that. One is that you enroll in and complete a 26-week domestic violence prevention program on the outside.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, not every relationship is a healthy relationship, and it sounds like the relationship between you and Miss Jack is not a healthy relationship, but you certainly want to maintain a relationship for Trump. So I'm gonna also add as a condition that you appoint your mother and your aunt as the go-between between you and Miss Jack, arrange for you to see your child. I mean, if she's going to try to use or manipulate you because of your parole status, then what you need to do is stay away from her, but you certainly need to be in the life of your child. And so any visitation with your child needs to be arranged through your aunt. Now, if she doesn't agree with that and she doesn't go along with that, you can't.
I
force her. Good, thanks. You can't force her, but if you genuinely want a relationship with your child, then there are remedies through the court. You can go to court and you can get visitation rights with your child, and then she does have to comply. But you can't just show up at her house claiming you want to see your child. You cannot do that.
Wow.
All right. And I think
That's
taking
right.
those domestic violence classes will help you understand the dynamics of what a healthy relationship looks like. This is not a healthy relationship. It's not good for you. It's not good for your child. So I want you to comply with a third-party intermediary to arrange visitation with your child and complete domestic violence as a condition of your parole. That's my vote.
All right, Mr. Davis, and my vote is the same. Do not revoke with the same special conditions and work through your Aunt Simone Clark to arrange visitation for your child. All right, good luck to you. My vote is based on the fact that the DA's office did not prosecute the domestic abuse. There seems to be a history, so I do agree with the training program. Good luck to you, sir.
All right. I could buy you guys lunch. I'm gonna send you guys lunch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, I did not expect it to go that way. It's nice seeing how happy he is, and he's gonna be home for Christmas, and what can be better than that? I think that everyone believes that he probably didn't abuse or hit his girlfriend or mother of his baby mother, is that mother of his child? And his aunt, I gotta tell you, I think she is the right woman to be in charge. She looks like one of those women you do not want to mess with. So that seemed like I think the board felt comfortable with her being involved. But man, that interview did not go well. I mean, he seemed to just not want to admit that he had a drug problem, and they caught him in like every lie possible till finally he had to say, yeah, I'm an addict. But it does suck. He was in college for basketball, and it's gotta be a tough life when if you can play basketball in college, you're riding high, you're feeling great, you're just not good enough to make it into the NBA, and now you're working at Home Depot, and the glory of life is just not there like it used to be, and that's tough. And I do feel for athletes that go through that. I have met and spent time with athletes that played at a high level in college. Their buddies went to the NFL, and they would have made it if they didn't get hurt. And it's you go from being the big man on campus to literally having nothing. I shouldn't say nothing, but just not having those dreams. So having those dreams ripped away from you, and I feel for anyone who has to go through that. But yeah, I thought that could have easily gone another way, but it didn't. And it's hard not to feel happy for him with that kind of smile, and also feel good about his aunt being in charge, because it looks like she knows how to she'll do a good job at keeping him in line. Well, with that, I'll let you go.